Okay, welcome back, everybody. 10:33 now on a Monday evening, and there's going to be some light snow overnight tonight. So be aware of that. It is not going to be a big system, but enough to cause some slippery stretches, I think, early tomorrow morning with these temperatures that are not too far from the freezing mark, but just far enough below the freezing mark that we will see anything that falls tend to accumulate just a bit. And when I say accumulate, I don't want to give off the wrong impression here. I'm talking about a dusting. I'm talking about a light coating from about, say, 1, 2 in the morning through probably about 7, 8 o'clock, right up until the sun comes up. There will be some scattered flurries, a couple light snow showers out and about. Temperatures tomorrow, once again, the models are going about 36 or so for tomorrow afternoon. They were going about 34, 35 this time last night, and all we got to was basically 30 to 31 today. So thinking with a similar type of an atmosphere overhead, it would make sense to undercut those temps just a bit. I do think that we will gain a few more degrees, though, tomorrow, even though it might not make a whole lot of sense. We're going to be shifting our winds from the south today to the north and the west tomorrow. That would typically be a colder direction, but the air masses around the Midwest are very stagnant right now, and all we need is just a change, a wind direction, a little bit of air movement, and I think that's going to cause temps to warm up because they were milder out to our west this past afternoon. In fact, Minneapolis, Minnesota got to close to 40 degrees just several hours ago. Right now, we're running in the lower 30s, 34 in Holland, so the day's not very warm, but the night's not too cold for this time of year. The winds are pretty much non-existent, or a light south or southwest wind near 5 miles per hour. So wind chills where you do get those light breezes, they can be down into the low to mid 20s. Here in Grand Rapids at last check at the airport, there was basically no air motion, so the actual wind chill is the temperature as well. They're recorded on the thermometer. Light snow late tonight here, folks. A light snow showers, really not a big system. And then we're dry, or close to 100% dry through the upcoming weekend. It'll be cool, but not quite what you would say cold for the early part of January, and no big storm systems anywhere in sight. I mean, I cannot diagnose the weather maps and say, well, we got to look out towards maybe next Sunday or next Monday or Tuesday. There's nothing through the next 7 to 10 days. Now, things can change, once you get beyond about day 5, little flies can come into the picture here that weren't seen previously, but I don't notice that as of yet. In fact, this will be it overnight tonight, just this light dusting or coating to greet you out the door, and it may be enough to cause slippery spots, so be aware. Even though our winter has been pretty much non-existent overall, all it takes is a little bit of a dusting out there, and that could cause some issues if you're not being careful. So watch your driving early on Tuesday morning. This is the pattern through this coming weekend. Most of the snow out to the west and not really bothering us here in West Michigan. Upper level trough of low pressure, can't even really classify it as a system. It's just a very weak upper disturbance, and the main band of snow, which was already thin, I was showing you during the 4, 5, and 6 o'clock shows earlier, has begun to break up a bit. But as that moisture comes across Lake Michigan, it'll tend to kind of energize just a bit. So I think after around 2, 3 in the morning, that's when we got a shot to get some of these light snow showers. Next system, formidable one over towards the Pacific coast, but that's going to cross the Rockies, then dive towards the Gulf Coast and try to come up the mid-Atlantic states later this week into the weekend, bypassing us. This band of snow showers, it's out of here by around daybreak or shortly thereafter. So if there's a flurry as you're driving into work around 8 o'clock, it won't be tending to recharge or anything. It'll be on a diminishing trend. Then we're just left with the clouds into the afternoon, Janice, and another day in the low to mid 30s. Call it that again for Wednesday. Tending to lose a couple degrees into the weekend, but we're not really losing the clouds, I don't think. If we get some sun, I'm going to focus later in the afternoon on Friday. Perhaps Saturday and Sunday can shake out partly sunny. Overnights are cool, but not too cold. Afternoons, not too shabby.